Hello, this is Jeff Byers. This is Annie235, and we had just finished creating the upper rig, the spine, the neck, the head, the arm, the hands, and now we're in the point of turn-in instructions. Make sure that everything's working appropriately. So what I would suggest that you do is watch the instructor character rig test play blast movie before you get into the turn-in instructions. Make sure that everything's working appropriately. I'll have that in there when you guys open everything up on Monday. So here we are. You're at this point where you need to go ahead and turn everything in. Make sure you have your first and last name on every file. If you don't, I'll be taking a couple points off for that. You should always have your first and last name on every file that you turn in. And the deliverables. So what we're going to do is you're going to turn in an entire completed rig, including the fingers and the forearm twist control rigs, as an MB file. So what you're going to do is you'll have your character ready to go, and I don't need the outside, meaning that if I just go in here and I show all, you can see that the character's in there. And I do not need to see the character. In fact, I don't want to see the character. So go to Show and turn off polygons. Just turn that off. There we go. And so I want you to get a nice clean view of that. And just go ahead and file Save Scene As. Okay? That's an MB file. So if I have any questions or concerns and I don't see what I need to see in your videos, or you don't turn in a video, then I'm going to need to go into your rig. So when I do that, then I'm going to be looking at this a little bit closer to make sure everything's working. So the idea is that if you click on the COM control, now you guys need to make sure that these are named specifically exactly the same that the video has named them to get this to work right. That way you're parenting things correctly. But when you click on the COM and you move that down, the upper body, the entire upper body, should move down with it, and the feet should stay on the ground. Okay, so that's really, really important. Okay, and if you click on the COM and you rotate the upper body, you're able to rotate the body like so, and side to side. And we're going to be creating animations for that in just a little while. And just make sure everything's working okay. Double check everything. Again, you'll be watching the movie at the very bottom when we finally get to that part of it, or that point of the creating the deliverables. But I'll have all that stuff down here so you can check it out. Alright, so that's the first thing, is you save out the MB file. The next thing you'll do is do a screenshot of the hand joints open and closed. Okay. So a screenshot, let's do that real quick. So let's go to the screenshot and let's go to the hand. And here's our left hand control, and you'll do this for both of them. So hand control, and we're going to go ahead and slide that. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screenshot. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit S for snipping tool. Click on that. Go to mode, rectangular snip, and of course just take a snip of this shot and just go ahead and save as. And you're going to want to probably put it on your desktop. You want to put your first initial, last name, and then we're just going to put a hand open. Okay, and save that and close that, and then we're going to go ahead and highlight the left hand control and hold down the middle mouse button and then move it back and forth until you get it to closed. Or you can just type in 10, whatever you like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the S key and then snip control, and it's fairly easy, simple and easy. There we go. And do the same thing. We're going to save this to the desktop. And where's the hand that we had before? I'm going to click on that, and we're going to type in closed on this. There we go. Perfect. Alright. So you'll be turning those in. Let's go ahead and open that back up again and set it to 0. Alright, great. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and take a look. And the next thing we're going to do is the student will take 6 screenshots of the entire body joints, legs up and down, hips side to side, calm up and down, calm rotate front and back, and calm rotate side to side. Okay, so legs first, hips, calm, calm, calm. Okay, alright, so this is pretty easy, so we're just doing screenshots again. So we're going to have 6 altogether. So what we're going to do is go back into Maya. Okay, these are the screenshots. And so what I want you to do is, I'm not going to take the time to do screenshots. I'm going to have you guys do that. You know how to do a screenshot. So what I want you to do is I want you to move the leg up like that. Make sure your knee controllers are farther away from the knee. You can just pull those forward if you need to. Otherwise it'll cause some weird stuff. But I want you to take a screenshot, something like that would be fine. Okay? Alright, so take a screenshot. Alright, and then we're going to click on this one, and then you'll move that one up. And you'll create a screenshot. So you'll take a screenshot of that. So there's 2 of them. There's 2 screenshots. Okay, so next screenshot that I'm going to need to have is, I think I got this set up already over here, so I need to have hips side to side. So let's click on the hip control. Okay, so hip side to side, so hip control. So we're going to rotate that around, zoom out a little bit so we can see the feet too as well. Okay, you do a screenshot of that. Okay, make sure we're back far enough so you guys can get a nice screenshot. So get a screenshot of that. And then rotate the hips the other side, like that, and get a screenshot of that. Okay? So that one is done. So hips side to side, calm up and down. Okay, so let's go back. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the calm. This is the calm. So this is the difference. This is the hip. You can see up here, hip control. And here's the calm. So with the calm selected, hit the W key and move it down. Okay, there's down. So the screenshot. Okay, and then that's up. Pretty easy. So you'll have a screenshot of it down and a screenshot of it up, just like this. Okay. And the next one is calm rotate front and back. So, and hit the E key, and we're going to zoom out for a full view on this one. And we're going to rotate forward, like that. Alright, rotate forward. So I need you guys to do a screenshot of that. So hit the snip key and then go ahead and do a screenshot of that. Let's go back, and then we're going to rotate that back, like that. And I want you to do a screenshot of that. And that will be a screenshot. So we got calm up and down, calm rotate front and back, and calm rotate side to side. So now we're going to go ahead and rotate that to that side, full screen. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And a screenshot of that. I just don't want to waste time actually doing it. You know how to do a screenshot. That's why I'm moving forward. You can always pause and wait. You can just pause the video and do your thing with the screenshot, and then when you're ready, you can go ahead and unpause the video. Alright, so basically we've taken care of the 6 screenshots, or we probably might have more than that, but I think we'll have 6 altogether. Alright, the next one is the student will create a 60-frame animation showing the movement of the entire body, controls up and down and side to side with the calm control motions. Alright. So let's go ahead and get it set up. So let's go into the settings preferences. You can do that by clicking on this little icon down at the bottom with the man running away from a gear or settings. And you can go to settings, and we have that set up just right. And then we're going to go down to time slider. We want 24 frames per second, playback start to end, playback to 60, and start end 60. So we should have that all set up. how do we want to set this up? Playback speed 24 frames per second times 1. Okay, that just means 24 frames per second. And then click on save. Alright, so now we have 60 frames. So we're going to divide this into 4 pieces, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up and down, side to side. Okay, so first one is up and down and side to side calm motions. Okay, and then we're going to do the hip. Okay. So, let's see if we can do this. So from the front, let's go ahead and click on the calm. That's the first one we're going to do. So up and down, side to side calm. Okay, so here we go. Set a key. Frame 1. And then we'll go to frame 12. We're going to go down. Set a key. And then 24, we're going to go up. And you can see here, I'm up here. I'm going to make sure that I'm just going to hit 0 so we get it back to where it was. Hit the S key. So that's the best way to do it. So we're going to get that motion there. And then we're going to go from 24, let's see here, 36. And we're going to rotate that. And set a key. And then 48, set a key. There we go. Alright, so this is what we get so far. Cool. Alright, so and hip side to side motion and the hip roll side to side motion. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more to this, okay? Because right now we've got 48, 60, we need 12 more. So let's do 72. So I'm just going to type in 72 here. Pretty simple. Okay, and let's go ahead and type in 72 here. There you go. So the next one is going to be 60. So we got that back, and let's go ahead and get that back where it needs to be. We'll probably have to go a little bit more than that. Let's go ahead and type in 0 on that one, axes, and let's go ahead and hit S. So it's okay if we go more than 60. If I want to condense this and get it all into 60 frames, I'd have to move these, which is easy to do. You could click on that and you go to cut and go to 6 and paste and you can go ahead and do this for all of them. There we go. It would go a lot faster, you know. Cut, and we're going to do 12 and 18. You can see I'm just moving everything down. Cut and paste. So we could get everything into cut. Let's see, 28. There we go. So it didn't change. It didn't really change anything. It's just going to go faster. There you go. So we could probably get everything in 60. There we go. And that's how you can cut and paste. It didn't hurt the animation at all. And that's okay to have it go fast like that. I think that's okay. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to do the hips. So we're going to go to 36. So we're going to click off of here now. Now the problem with this is when you animate, if you've not animated before, we will have to do a frame right before here to 35 so it'll stay. So on 35 I'm going to hit the S key so it doesn't float around. And then at 36 we're going to hit the S key again, and then we're going to go up to 42, okay? And we're going to go ahead and rotate those hips that way, like that. Hit S key. And then we're going to go to 48 and rotate the hips this way. Okay, hit the S key. And all the way to 54 and bring that back up again. And let's go ahead and just click on 0 on that and hit the S key. There we go. So now you can see we've got this thing going on. Click off here. You can see how everything works now. There you go. So that's basically your animation. I can go ahead and type in 60 frames on this now. Back to 60 frames. There we go. So there's our animation for that. A little strange. Alright, some of you are like wondering why is that tearing away from the feet. The feet are stuck on the ground. You have to understand that they are stuck on the ground, or at least these controllers are. So when you hyperextend, see what we're doing here? We're hyperextending that knee to a point where it's ripping away from that leg. And you don't want to do that. But for the sake of just getting this done for me, that's okay. That's okay. So, but don't let that worry you. That's normal for it to rip away like that, because we're hyperextending that leg right there. Okay? And what do I mean by that? Well, even with the animation, I could take this and I could bring that down a little bit so it won't hyperextend like that. Okay? Alright? But I've already keyframed that up. But if I were to keyframe that again down like that, it would not hyperextend. So when I rotate the hips and rotate the COM controllers, it would not rip away from that. But for this example, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and go for it. But if you were really to animate this, you would probably pull him down a little bit so it would not hyperextend and rip away. Okay? Alright, so cool. That's the first animation that we're doing. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to save this out, save your scene out. Okay? And we're going to do animation test on here. Let's do 12 on that one. Okay. So we can start with a fresh scene if we want to, or we can click on this. We can go to Windows Animation Editors and go to the Graph Editor. And you can see here we've got all these frames on the COM, and I can select them and delete them. Okay. I can go to the hip and select these and delete these two as well. That's easy enough to clear out. So now we have no animation on here whatsoever, so we're good to go to the next animation. Okay. Now I'm glad I saved the other one because I forgot to show you how to do a play blast. Now I know you guys know how to do it from the last module, but just in case you did not, what we want to do is we do not want to see the character. So for the play blast, you need to have full screen like this. Right click over, go to play blast. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to right click, go to play blast in the option box. And we want AVI. We want to have Xvid. Now, you have to download Xvid, okay? So that's easy enough to do. You can actually literally just type in the search bar Xvid, download it, copy and paste it on your desktop, double click on it, install it, restart your computer, and then it'll show up here automatically, okay, when you open up Maya. Okay, but you have to restart the computer and open up Maya again for it to see it. And then the quality, of course, we want 100. We want the scale to be at 1. Frame padding 4 is fine. And then we click on Save to File, and then scroll down. Where do you want to save it? Let's browse. Let's go to desktop. And how do you want it? What do you want to call it, right? So I'm going to go in here, NE235 module 13, right? And this is going to be called COM Hip Anim, A-N-I-M. There we go. And click Save. And play blast. Cool. and then it'll play it for you, and that's what I'm going to get from you guys. Awesome. And it's very small file. Xvid does an incredible job of compressing and giving you a great looking video. The next one is student will create a 60-frame animation showing the movement of the individual finger controls, a neutral and closed motions, and the closed hand attribute for open and closed movements. Please make sure that I can see the joints and not the mesh, and compress the AVI at Xvid or H.264 if you're using a Mac. So, all right, so pretty easy. Okay, so I've already got screenshots for that, but we're going to go ahead and do an animation of that, which is fairly simple. Click on that. All right, click on the hand control. All right, so to animate this, we're going to go ahead and do a keyframe. So I'm going to right click over it. Okay, and we should be at frame 1. Okay, there we go. Now, for some reason, I still have my animation on here, so let me get rid of all that stuff. Again, Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor, and go ahead and delete that one, and we're going to delete this one. There we go. So now we're clean to do the animation for the hand, and make sure we're set at 1 on the time frame. Click on the left hand control, and again we'll start over here. So you can see right here, right click over and go to key selected, set the key, and go. I want you to go all the way to frame 60, and I want you to type in 10, and that will give you the grasp. And let's go ahead and right click over that and key selected. So now you should have something that looks like this. There you go. That's all I want. Pretty simple. Cool. And so do the same thing. Play Blast, option box. Everything should be set up now. So all you have to do is click on Browse, and we've got this one right here. And this will be called Hand. And we'll go ahead and save that, and then click on Play Blast. Okay, cool. And that is that. So I can go in here, and we can go ahead and cut those. You can either go on the timeline, click on this guy right here, and delete those. But you probably want to save it first, so save as. And let's do, I'm just going to type in 13 for this one. There we go. Alright, so click on that. We'll go ahead and delete those keys. Delete. And right clicking delete. Here we go. So we just have to click on that and go back to 0. There we go. So we're kind of right where we were before. And the next one, the student will create a 60-frame animation showing the movement of the form, twist, controls, rotate, side-to-side motions. All right. So okay, so to create this animation, we'll start at frame 1 again to frame 30. Let's go ahead and type in 30 right here. Alright, so we have 30 frames. Let's do 60 on this one. Okay, alright, so click on your left wrist control and make sure you're in rotate. And we're going to go ahead and hit the S key at frame 1. Let's go to frame 30 and go ahead and rotate this way, about halfway. Hit the S key, and then frame 60, let's go ahead and rotate all the way the other way, like this. There we go, hit the S key. Alright, so click off so you don't have it highlighted, and go ahead and play your animation to see if it's working. And you should see that joint is affecting that joint up here as arm twist roll. There we go. That's good. Alright, so you can see I'm kind of out of the frame, so let's go ahead and move that back a little bit. And don't let this concern you. My rig is colored because I went ahead and I have the I bound the skin, and so that gives it this color combination. So you won't have that in yours when you hand it in. This will happen when you bind your skin, so don't let that worry you that you don't have colored joints. Okay, for now you don't need them. This is a rig that I used with the bind skin, so I wanted to show you that. But let's go ahead and get all this set up and do another play blast. And this is your last play blast. Everything looks good. Go to browse, and we're going to go to desktop. And we got the hip, the hand, and now we're going to do the arm twist on this. Okay. Okay, and play blast. Great. Alright, so basically everything's done. I'm just going to go ahead in here and just get rid of all of this, or I can save it, whatever I want to do. Okay. Alright, so that looks good. So there's my character, and I know I'm not asking for it, because let's go ahead and look at what we have so far with everything. Alright, so we've got everything. We've got the one screenshot. We're turning in the MB file, turning in the screenshots of the hands, open and close, so that's 2. Then we have 6 screenshots, so that's 8 screenshots altogether. And then one 60 frame animation, one 60 frame animation, so we'll have 3 60 frame animations. And make sure that you know where to put all those. Okay, so we got the scenes folder, that's where the scenes go. We got the screenshots folder, that's where all the screenshots go. We got the play blast folder, that's where all the play blasts go. And we put all those into the main folder, which is that one up here. And then we zip it by right clicking over it on Windows. Okay, and you guys know how to do all that business. You can click on pretty much anything, right click over it, and go to, where are you at here? Send to compressed zip folder. Okay, that's what I want. And then you upload it into module 13 and you're good to go at that point. Extra credit. Okay, so let's talk about that. Extra credit, you'll have to create a 60 frame animation, and I want you to create a custom multiple attribute hand controller, and create sliders to create a hand position fingers, hand pointing, to create hand pointing, finger spread, and creating a fist. I'm going to put this as 10 points extra. Oh yeah, 10 points. So any of you that you do this and create an animation, having them go through each one, like hand pointing, a finger spread, and create a fist, and create those animations, create a folder, okay, in here, and call it extra credit, and make sure you place those play blasts into that folder. And so you can also do screenshots of the hand gestures, but I want animations too, to make sure you guys you did it right. So I want you guys to have fun. My rig test play blast movie should be in here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make the intro, and then we'll see you guys on Monday. But have a great week and enjoy yourselves and have fun, and I'll see you guys in module 14. We're almost finished. 2 more modules. Alright, I want you to think about what you're going to place your character on. You're going to have a platform of some kind, and you can put as much work into that as you want, or you can just create a disc, whatever you guys are comfortable doing. But you want to showcase your character, and you're going to have to, if you do just a disc, then and no matter if you do a disc or something really intricate, make sure that it's all textured and looking really nice. and make sure that you start thinking about how you're going to pose your character. And again, I'll see you guys next week in module 14. All right, I'll see you there.